Good evening. We are still waiting for a quorum to begin, so stand by and sorry for the delay. We apologize for the delay, but we are still waiting on a quorum. Thank you for your patience. Yay!
Can you hear me?
All right. Thank you for joining us, Rob.
All right.
Now that we are a forum, okay. Hello, today is Monday, November 24th, 2025. The time is now 5:47 p.m. Oh, sorry, recording's paused. Let me start over. There we go. Hello, today is Monday, November 24th, 2025. The time is now 5:47 p.m. The Mid-Road Fire District Board of Directors will now call a meeting to order. And if you would call the roll, please.
Director Wiley,
Here.
Director Ownby,
Here.
and Director Jones.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
You stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Moving down to item number 2 on today's agenda. There is one item I would like to adjust on the agenda, and let me grab that inside. Down in, let's see, on new business, so 7B, we need to change the resolution number to 2025-008.
Mr. Paula.
Correct.
As well as C.
As well as C, is it in there also? Identifying.
Oh no, I see. One's amendment and one's resolution.
Yes.
Got it.
The resolution. Okay. All right. Do we have any other discussion with the agenda? We would entertain a motion to approve today's agenda as amended.
I make that a motion to approve today's agenda as amended.
And I'll second it.
First and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Director Wiley,
Yes.
Director Ownby,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
And moving down to approval of the minutes. Anybody have a chance to review the minutes from the
Last.
November 10th, 2025 meeting?
Yes, I did.
I will entertain a motion to approve October, wrong red line. I would entertain a motion to approve the November 10th, 2025 minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve November 10th, 2025 minutes.
Second it.
I have a first and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Director Wiley,
Yes.
Director Ownby,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Moving down to item 4, Secretary Treasurer report. If you are not prepared, Ralph, because you weren't planning to be here this evening, that's fine. We can strike it from the. Well, we can't now because we already approved the agenda. So we could table it for next meeting if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't have that information with me.
Okay. The only thing we did get, and I'll share it with you, I'll save it for you for next meeting, but we got our first mail. No, this in the last couple of months. It's from SDAO. It's for our renewal for our membership dues at $359. So save that for you. The payment's not due till December 31st.
Yeah, and I think that's the same as it was last time.
Oops. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. You cut out for a minute, so I didn't hear what you said there at the end.
He
yeah, I
makes
think
it
that
change.
was that. I believe that's the same amount as last time.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. That was our
Annual.
annual membership, so it'll be due. All right. Anything else for Secretary Treasury?
Not at this time.
All right. Table report for next time. All right, we'll move down to item 5. Any public comments? Anybody in the public wish to comment today? Anybody online? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move down to old business. Line 6A, office setup, and that'll be your report.
Yes. I did not get to meet up with Director Wiley. This has been a hectic 2 weeks, I know conference, and he was scheduled out of town. But one question I did have was for the office space. I know that the district has a laptop that we often use for these meetings, and I was looking for direction when we do end up going, if I'm to be looking for another laptop, desktop computer, for somebody to work in that space, and looking for a recommendation from the board.
I don't have a preference whether, I think there's just as much in the laptop as you can get in the desktop now.
I would agree, and then just to do like a docking system so you can use it on your monitors and then you can pull it and need it as needed.
I think it'd be the best. Setting for the future position, hiring, they need to take it with them, and we have the other one somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, make it better for presentations.
Okay.
They will drag it out.
Perfect. And then when Dr. Wiley is back, I'll touch base with him and then we'll just start with getting that office space.
So laptop, dock, and monitor.
Yes, in addition to, of course, the desk, chairs, filing cabinet, and all.
And then, so we do have this one laptop, but I do suggest a separate laptop for that purposes because this one's always being used for the meetings.
And then just give it extra.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, Rob.
I agree with that we should get a separate laptop.
And then as far as the part for purchasing things, I plan on going down Wednesday and picking mine up so that way you can get any three of us to get that stuff done.
Perfect.
So then the other thing is the lock for the door. I didn't notice when I picked the item up today, Chief, but did you pull the cabinets out of there already? Or are they still in there? Do you need people to go in there and get the cabinets still?
I don't get
I forgot to look around the corner. So I'll double check that tonight, but if the cabinets are already out, then the lock on. So we could get that lock. If you would be able to do that in the next week, would you be able to do that?
Get locked with you.
No, it's he has the name of the lock. What's the name of the lock system again? It's the Yeah. Slave. It's the coded push button. So, yeah, if you'd be able to do that. The only thing I just wanted to wait and make sure that those cabinets were so that they could have access to them. Okay. And then you have everything else.
Yeah.
Yes, must be thought.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else for the office setup?
Just to clarify, probably better to wait for the first next week after the holiday and go meet you wherever and you can send me a list. This is what I need from where.
Perfect.
And I can go pick it up and pick it up.
Great.
So, or pick it up and meet you out there.
Yeah.
I don't want you to interrupt your work schedule, so.
I appreciate that. Pretty flexible.
Right, moving on to item 6B. We had a director resignation. We received a letter of resignation from Director Hauser, resigning his position, which was position 4. So we will have that board vacancy. It was received on the 10th
December 10th.
December.
I'm sorry, November 10th.
to November 10th, okay. Yeah, I got this. Received on November 10th. And so that moves us into item 6C, which is the board vacancy. So with the board vacancy, I think as we discussed the last meeting, we were going to amend section 2.4 of our board duties policy. And so we'll discuss that in business. And then we'll make that finalized. So we'll move out of 4C and jump into 4D, which is the budget committee positions. And Ralph, I'm not sure if you did you receive the other email from me today that had the board positions, or excuse me, the budget committee membership application form on it?
No, I didn't check all of my stuff because I've been driving
Right.
all day.
Okay. So we can kind of go over here. I'll give you one so you can see it, and I'll give you one as well. And so as we look this over, this was just kind of a draft. If it's okay with everyone, we can use it. Basically, it comes in, and I'll just kind of go over it with your Ralph. It says, if you have any questions related to serving on the budget committee or completing this application, please contact the district office at office@midroadfiredistrict.com or 541-295-5140. And then basically it asks for their name, how long they lived in the Mid-Road Fire District boundaries, are they a registered voter, if yes, which precinct, present occupation and employer, education, community involvement during the past 5 years, and any current community activities. And then the question, why do you wish to be appointed to the budget committee? List any experience or training you believe would be valuable to the budget committee. And then how can you personally contribute to the budget committee if appointed? Based on your knowledge of issues facing Mid-Road Fire District, what do you believe will be the major issues facing the budget committee in the next 2 years? What process should the district implement to address these issues? And then committee members may spend 9 to 15 hours per year in budget committee meetings, plus additional preparation time. The term for service is 3 years. Are you willing to make this commitment? And then additional comments, and then their signature and date, and then where to mail it to, or to scan it and email it into Mid-Road Fire. So, is there anything we should take out? Anything we should add?
No, that sounds pretty good to me. What you've read, it's pretty thorough.
Clarification on the, are you a registered voter? They're going to say yes or no. And then if yes, which voting precinct? What are we looking for there? Because in order to be on the budget committee, they have to be a registered voter within our district. And there's no precinct or just, and then what I would say more or less is, are you a registered voter confirming address at? Could obviously have to reside, or they have to be a registered voter in the district. And precinct might throw that off, throw them off.
Okay.
So that would be one of my suggestions.
So, yeah, you have to live within the boundaries.
Live within the boundaries and be a registered voter in the district.
Well, they have their address listed above, or we could just scratch the if yes, which voting precinct, just leave it as, are you a registered voter? And just scratch the following line.
Well, I would follow it up if yes, confirming registered addresses within the district. In case someone moved or something like that, and didn't think about, oh, I'm still registered in town, I'm still registered somewhere else. Because that is,
So if yes, confirm your
registered addresses in
registered address.
That's one of the requirements we picked up this weekend. The class it's required.
So confirm registered address. Is that how we word it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's easy enough. Any other items to be changed? You did the budget committee task, so.
I'll get Ralph up to speed.
Okay, well, then I would entertain a without objection approving this application form.
Without objection to the changes that we talked about, I suggest we approve the form.
I'll second that.
So no objections, and go with this form.
And then what are the timelines we were thinking of on that?
So
We can get public on our website.
so we can do that, right? We can start that right away for the budget committee. Because I think we discussed a 30-day window for applications.
It'd be
last
nice,
meeting.
but yeah, working backwards from April 1st, we want to have positions filled and in place by April 1st.
Yeah,
If you have 30 days to figure out background confirm, so that bumps us back. I'd say it'd be nice to get out the website by January 1st, so by the end of February it'll be closed.
right. I was saying 30 days of the open application form.
Yeah.
Or open
Yeah,
application.
at least.
So we have to put it in a newspaper and then post it on the website and all that stuff. All that's on, you want to shoot for mid-December,
I think first year would be good.
first of the year? Ralph?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Shoot for the first of the year.
Okay. So, Jan 1. Okay. All right. Okay, budget committee positions, that takes care of that, and we're moving out of old business and moving into new business. And committee reports, staffing, training, communications policy, and prevention. We do not have the director for staffing and training here this evening. Communications, Director Wilding and myself, I don't believe we have anything. However, once you're back, we should meet up.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow late in the afternoon.
All right, I should rephrase that. Actually, it'd be once I'm back, we should meet up. So, all right. Policies and procedures. Director Ownby and myself worked on some language to be added to our board duties and responsibilities policies. That later. And then move into fire prevention, Director Ownby and Director Wiley.
So prevention updates, Ralph and I have not gotten together for anything since the last meeting. We still have December 1st on the calendar to meet with the state fire marshals in regards to AHJ. Since our last meeting, we have another meeting coming up on December 3rd with Chief Holmes and Cheryl Johnson in regards to looking at insurance industry and the effect of our district and what we can do to start working together. So we're not sure exactly how that will play out, but it is a prevention style task that we're going under. So that's coming up on the 3rd at 3 o'clock for two of us. We're going to go out to Selma District or Station with Michael Grant's going to sit in with us. So that's where we're at with prevention.
At some point, if there's some prevention stuff that you'd like to put in a little box.
Oh yeah, for the website,
Please get that to me.
especially with the holidays.
So, moving out of committee reports, go to 7A, which is amendment number 1 to the board duties and responsibilities policy 2025-001. Did you get a chance to look over that at all, Ralph?
No.
So what we did is we replaced all of the names, Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District on that policy with our new name, Mid-Road Fire District. So throughout the entire policy that has been changed. The old one was scratched. New name was added in. And then on Section 2.4, we added the word board to vacancies, so that makes it board vacancies. And then we also added 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 paragraphs. 2 of them are basically a couple sentences, but I will read them to you so you're aware of them. What we added was, once a vacancy has been declared official, the board of directors shall open a public application window for a minimum of 14 calendar days. A notice shall be publicized on the district website and social media page, a local newspaper, and via county elections office only if the interested persons list has been established and is maintained. Eligibility of each applicant shall be verified as follows. Must be an elector or owner within the district. That's ORS 478.050. And meet the required residency or landowner status in ORS 236.030. The board shall require document verification, ID, voter registration, property records, to be included with the application and statement of eligibility. Once the application period ends, applicant interviews shall be conducted in a properly noticed public meeting, or as 192.630/192.640 within 7 calendar days. Immediately following the public interviews, the board of directors shall make the appointment by public majority vote of the remaining members. That's ORS 198.320, section 1. If the board cannot reach a majority or a majority of the board seats are vacant, the Board of County Commissioners must fill the vacancy promptly. The vote shall be recorded in the minutes. The appointee's period of service ends with the regular district election on the date specified in ORS 255.335. The appointee serves until June 30th following the next regular district election at which the successor is elected. Successor then takes office July 1st. Within 2 business days of making the appointment, the district shall notify the elections officer in writing, that's OAR 165-020-0021, and update SEL forms 815 as required by OAR 65.20, .020.0020 and ORS 255.069. Minutes showing the appointment must be filed along with application materials, and all required paperwork shall be submitted to the county clerk. The appointee shall take oath of office the next scheduled board meeting before assuming duties as a board member. So all that was added to 2.4 of our board duties policies. So
Okay, sounds good to me. I had one question, Mark.
yeah,
with Director Hauser's resignation, that was a 2-year appointment, right? Because remember, of the 5, we had 2 people that will in 2 years, so we don't have everybody come up for election at the same time.
Yes, positions 2 and 4. So mine and his are due in 2027. So if we, based on this, when we appoint somebody, that person will be appointed until the election process for 2027.
Okay.
Which would be May of 2027.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will entertain a motion to approve amendment number 1 to the board duties and responsibilities policy 2025-001 as written.
I'd like to make that motion, just stated.
Benny made a motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cut out a little bit. Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
No.
Call the roll, please.
Director Wiley,
Yes.
Director Allenby,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Didn't print out the resolution. You guys got the resolution in your emails, correct?
Yeah, it's,
Would you be willing to read it to Ralph in just a minute? Okay, so I forgot to print it out. All right, moving down to item 7B, which is resolution number 2025-008 in the matter of adopting amendment number 1 to the board duties policy number 2025-1. And if you didn't get a chance to read that, Ralph, Director ONB is going to read it real quick.
This is in reference to the Mid-Road Fire District Resolution number 2025-008. Just confirm you could hear me okay, Ralph?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. A resolution adopting amendment number 1 to Board Duties and Responsibilities Policy 2025-001. Whereas the Mid-Road Fire District, known as the district, maintains policy that guides the governance, duties, and responsibilities of its board of directors. And whereas the board duties and responsibilities policy 2025-001 was previously adopted to establish expectations, procedural guidelines, and governance structure for the district's board of directors. And whereas the district has identified the need to update policy 2025-001 to reflect the current district name, conventions, formatting standards, or organizational information. And whereas the board has reviewed and approved revisions to section 2.4, board vacancies, to clarify the process for filling vacancies in accordance with ORS 198.320-198.360 and other applicable Oregon statutes governing special district board appointments. And whereas the board has determined that these amendments support transparency, consistency, and compliance with the Oregon law. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the Mid-Road Fire District as follows. The amended board duties and responsibilities policy 2025-001, including the revised district name throughout the document and update section 2.4, board vacancies, is hereby adopted. These amendments shall take effect immediately upon passage of this resolution. District staff are directed to update the official policy manual, website, and archive files and reflect the adopted amendments. This will show passed and approved of the Mid-Road Fire District Board of Directors on this day, Monday of November 24, 2021.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
All right. I will entertain a motion to adopt resolution 2025-008 in the matter of the adoption of the amendment number 1 to board duties and responsibilities policy 2025-001.
I make that motion that we adopt the Mid-Road Fire District Resolution number 2025-008 as a resolution of adopting the amendment to Board of Duties Responsibilities Policy 2025-001.
And I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Please call the roll.
Director Wiley,
Yes.
Director Allenby,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
All right. Moving down, item 7C, identifying a district representative to act on behalf of the district in regard to grant applications. So, in our at the conference, they went over a grant writing class, and basically they stated that we need to designate an individual for the district to speak on the district's behalf when it comes to applying for grants. So that gives whoever that individual is the board of direction to submit for grants. So we need to discuss who that should be. I don't know if it's a secretary treasurer thing or.
Right now, in the situation we're in, I think you're on the pulse as far as what grants are out there when their deadlines are. It'd be better if it was a president thing. Just because president usually takes lead in the board, and even down the road when you are not the president, the next president's there, I think it's a great position the president maintains. Did you hear that, Ralph?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Are you willing to take that?
That's the question. So in the interim, until we have a executive director of our district to do that for us,
Maybe we should put it down as it falls on the president's position unless another person steps up and takes it. So that way it doesn't automatically have to be the president. Because then we identify it as the president if no other board members are assigned the duty. Because we don't know for Director McGowan or a potential vacant position, they might have an interest of being a grant lead. So I hate to take it away from somebody just because we determined it's president position. But I think it should be.
I agree with Vinny on that.
so make it the board president.
Make it the board president unless another position stepped up and identified they want. So it's not like it's just falling on the president's shoulders, but
Until a district executive has been hired, or even after.
I would say it falls back on the president until a
District executive is hired.
till we have a full-time position.
Okay.
And or I get another board member that steps up and wants to do it.
Or volunteer board or director. Yeah, how do we write that? Or director
Assigned.
or a director volunteers. Yeah.
That way it's just clean, and if we know who the lead is, so if somebody contacts us or we start getting grant information, we know who to go to.
Okay. So let's see if I can do this right. So without objection, I would like to appoint the board president or a director who volunteers as the district representative for grant applications until the district executive has been hired.
Okay.
Does that sound right? So we still haven't, so it's the board president unless somebody else steps up. Okay. So without objection, I would like to appoint the board president until either another director steps up or until the district executive has been hired. Any objections?
None.
Hearing none, the board president will represent the district until further notice. All right,
Did you took that class?
All right, so that takes care of item C on our new agenda. New business. Any correspondence other than the SDO letter? Nothing in emails. Moving on to item 9, additional matters from the board. Open floor for the board reports, requests, or comments.
So I got a couple things. One, we didn't go over the shirts that we got and the hats, but I'd asked for $1,500 and I came back with a total of $11,0590 for embroidery, shirts, all included. So I'll turn that into Ralph when it's back and see if we can get a check next meeting.
That was the shirts, hats and everything?
That was everything, all done.
What was that?
$1,105.90. And that was 2 shirts and, for each board as well as 2 for Cassie, including hats.
Get another board member, have an additional.
The additional cost for the other board member will be to digitize their name, but this part's already been done, so it'll be, no. So we pay for the digitization and then it's just however many thread count per shirt.
So we have a rough idea what it would be for 2 more. Sure.
Yeah, let me put this together in my head.
Roughly.
It's about $125.
With the 2
2 shirts and a hat, yeah.
2 shirts and a hat. Okay. Just kind of roughly guessing where we're at still, as long as we're underneath our budgeted amounts. So,
Oh,
cool.
and then the other thing I wanted to bring up is the Christmas parade is December 13th. And I know that they were going to close the applications by December 1st, I think. And I wanted to talk to the board, and also I'm glad Chief's here, as I have an interest that we need to be out there with the district banner of some sort and turn into the parade to support our community and let them see that we're here. And I would like to know if Rural Metro was going to be in it, so maybe we could walk with them and carry a banner or.
Yes, we will, Ninja and maybe some other vehicles.
Okay. Well, our thought was, since yours is pretty simple, we just put banners on the side of yours and lights. So anyway, I want to throw that out there. We have an interest. There is an application to fill out for it, but I'd like the direction of the board to do that and then see if we can partake and walk in the parade with the crew.
What's the entry fee?
Let's save
There is
that.
no entry fee?
Don't
Charge for us?
That's bigger.
hold on. I think I might have saved the application.
So, what apparatus are going to be in that deal? Don't. Is there a stacked vehicle that that a banner might fit on to use?
Either staff vehicle or an engine.
I was thinking maybe if, so you think maybe like if we put a banner on like a lead vehicle and then Mid-Road Fire District and then Rural Metro kind of thing, or?
So my thought was that we make a general banner that we could reuse, not just for Christmas parade, but wherever, but going along the lines of Mid-Road Fire District, probably served by Rural Metro. And we thought if we could be in with you guys, then it's like kind of, we're with you, people can get that visual that we're not competing, we're not a new district in town, that this is us, and this is who we are.
Yeah, if it was on the lead vehicle, you could do it on the front of the vehicle.
Okay,
Otherwise, you for each side. I mean,
we could look at that.
Lead engine, so you want to look into making a banner that reflects
For each side. I see, we can just do 2 with 1 on each side.
Let's do one on each side.
Yeah, and the idea is not just, like I say, for parades, but it's as we go down the road and we do table displays, things like that, they'd have a nice banner to put out. But I would like it to say, like, probably served by Rural Metro, just to kind of show that tie.
Take the lead on designing that, or do you want help with designing it?
Oh, I'd love your input on the help in designing that, but I will take lead on getting it done. And I would encourage you guys, Ralph, I'd encourage us to definitely be at the parade and walking in it.
No way we can run. Can we ride? What's this walking?
Handing out candy canes.
I have already have a conflict for the December 13th. I have a event I've already been committed to.
Okay. Any thoughts on what we talked about, Ralph?
No, I agree. I agree. The joint with rural metro to show that we're together, not two separate entities.
Good. Then I have one more update for us if you're okay.
Well, we can do a, without objection, the taking the lead on the Christmas parade and entering the Christmas parade and the purchase of 2 banners.
Which I have no clue how much a banner costs either, but I keep it competitive.
That still falls under our budgeted items.
Yeah.
Budget heading was, Ralph's got that, the budget heading for, anyway, basically it falls under that still.
Oh, still.
Yeah.
Okay, so without objection, hearing none, we will enter the Christmas parade, and you have lead on that, and you and I will work on a banner design, and then get that hopefully for the 13th.
Yes, we'll push on it as fast as we can.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, and you had
One more thing. An update to the Summer Long Road as part of our branding. Just letting you know, I've also placed a phone call back to the state again without return phone call. And I did talk to the county today, which they are interested in what we're doing and where we want to go. And they've actually requested that maybe we could work together with the state so we have a common sign on state highways as well as county roads. So that's sounds like it's getting some good traction. I just don't have anything in concrete yet.
Ooh. Anything else? Anything else you'd like to add, Ralph?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, I have a few things. So when we were at the conference, there were people asking, hey, do you have a card? You know, hey, we got a card, just some information, and we didn't have anything for the district. So the idea is to create a board of directors, and I'll see if you'll be able to see that. Good enough or not, Ralph? Are you able to? Maybe
No, I can't make it out.
Yeah, I'll send him a
Oh, you're
picture.
gonna send a picture, okay. Basically, it's just a business card, has our logo on it, says Mid-Road Fire District, Josephine County, Oregon, has 5566 Monument Drive as the address, and then the PO Box 635 Northern Oregon, and it says Board of Directors on the bottom. And then the back has a place for name, title, phone number, and then your district email.
Okay.
Back. So that way it's a generic card that can be used for anybody. And then we can take those out for when we go to do conferences or other things and actually put our contact information on.
Yeah,
So-
that's good. And that way we can just make one big batch and they can work for everybody.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so if you're good with that concept and that idea, I would, without objection, I would like to purchase these business cards for the board.
I agree.
And I would just say, start off with like 250 or small amounts in case we do want to do a change to it. We're not got 1,000 to get.
Yeah, I don't, if it's 250 or 500.
Usually 250 is a small.
Okay, so we'll do that. All right, so no objection.
And I'd like to put it in the notes that Director McGowan is excused. Well, we can talk about it.
Okay.
He would be excused for this.
To be excused today. And then the other thing, SDIS has basically the cyber coverage application and the sexual misconduct coverage endorsements. And I'll hand those out here. There's the cyber coverage one. I think I sent it to you, Ralph, well, in an email, but basically it was just a questionnaire. Went through it, answered it. I'll go through them real quick. Does your entity outsource its IT services? I answered no. Does your entity provide IT services to organizations outside your district? I answered no. Has your entity experienced a cyber incident in the last year? I said no. Does your entity require multi-factor authentication for the following: VPN, email, any privileged access, critical systems? I said no on all of those. Are passwords rotated at least every 90 days or use alternative password policy listed below, which is an MFA, biometrics, passkeys, passphrase, type length, and failed login attempt monitoring? I said no. Does your entity restrict administrative rights on district computers to a select few qualified individuals? I said yes, because it's only the board. So our data backups performed daily? I said no. Will your district require all staff to take the training listed below offered by Vector Solutions? I said yes. It's security awareness essentials and social engineering. Does your entity have written cyber incident response plan? I said no. Do you use endpoint protection on all endpoints? And I said no. Does your district have a policy to install critical security patches on all endpoint and server operating systems and software? I said no. Does your district and member of the Center for Internet Security's Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, otherwise known as MIS.ISAC? And I said no. Then it asked how many employees. Currently have 0 employees. Because we have a contract, we don't have actual employees. So I don't know if I should change that or not, but I put it 0 on that. And then how many system logins do we currently have? And that's 1, which is the laptop used for our meetings. And it says, are your workstations and servers regularly patched and updated? I said not applicable because we don't have any workstations. Do you collect credit card data? And I said no. And then do you store records containing personally identifiable information? And I said NA, no. So are you all good with those answers?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Good with that one. And then the next one is new PACE sexual misconduct coverage endorsement. And that one had a questionnaire, and go through it real quick for you, Ralph. Here we go. We got, does your district provide services program to minors where your employees or volunteers have direct interaction with these minors? These may include, but are not limited to, services such as youth sports, junior firefighter programs, camps, internships, reading, or educational programs. I said no. Does your district employ any minors during the calendar year? I said no. Does your district allow minors to do volunteer work for the district? I said no. Under risk management, does your district conduct a criminal background check on any district employees or volunteers that have direct, unsupervised interaction with minors? I put NA. And then moving down to 2.4, does your district provide any training to employees, volunteers, or board members regarding the identification and reporting of child abuse, sexual misconduct, or grooming behavior? I said no. If you indicated no for question 2.4, will your district commit to provide such training to all employees and volunteers that interact with minors on an annual basis? Such training can be found through Vector Solutions. I put an A on that one because we don't have any minors in the volunteering in the district. Does your district have written policies or procedures that provide rules and guidance for how employees and volunteers interact with minors? Said no. Last page, if you indicate no for question 2.7 above, will your district commit to implementing such policies to prevent sexual misconduct? I put NA. Will your district commit to contracting the risk management department to discuss strategies and mitigating the risk of sexual misconduct and grooming behaviors? I put NA, and that is the end of the questionnaire.
And just for clarification, it's not that we're not going to have those policies, it's just that we don't have the reason, and it really is something that should fall under the executive officer.
Correct.
Of our newly hired, should help them install and help us enforce them. So it's not that we don't want them, we just need to have that appropriate timeline to put them in place.
Not only that, but we don't have the need for them at this time because we do not have any minor volunteer or educational programs at this time. So
Nothing to disclose on here, but we do in the future are open.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you good with the way that was filled out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So without objection, approve and send those out. Send those out to SDAS. Okay. The only other thing, during our conference, during the board duties workshop, the lawyer up there, we were talking about adding things to the agenda on the night of our meetings. And she stated that it is allowed by the state, that she wanted to make sure that we actually have a policy. So I went through our actual policy and just verified that it is in there. It does say, however, a board member may also move to add an item to the agenda at the beginning of the meeting, subject to board approval. If approved by the board, the item will be added to the agenda to be considered as the last item of business. So moving forward, if there is something that comes up the day of our meeting, we can add it to our agenda.
So Mark, by saying before the meeting starts, that means before we go live or when?
Before we approve the agenda, so.
Okay.
Right? Would that be before, would it be before that? It has to be added to the agenda.
I think when you get to the agenda item where you were discussing the approval of the agenda, I would, before that was completed, I would like to recommend that we have.
Okay. So yeah, so before we approve the agenda, we can add here.
Okay.
If you have an item that you wish to put on the agenda. And I was talking outside the class about that, and a lot of that is because most boards meet once a month, and sometimes something will come up that needs to be taken care of right then and there before waiting another month. So we're able to add them to the meeting.
Yeah.
So that is all I had to add today in our matters of the board. And
As far as executive, are we going to be able to do that since we?
So yeah, so we are going to have to table item number 10, which is executive session, because the Director McGowan is not here to run the employment matters past us tonight. So we will table that one. And so that leads us to item 11 on the agenda. And without objection, I would like to adjourn today's meeting. All right, hearing none, we will adjourn today's meeting at 6:41 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and have a good evening. And thank you, Rob, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.